So, the Toronto Maple Leafs have been eliminated by the Columbus Blue Jackets, and I don't even know what to say. So, they have a lot of work to do this offseason, and what moves do they make? We're going to be taking a look at that in this video. If you like what we're doing here at Goal Line Hockey, want to see the latest news around the NHL, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and a subscribe down below. Let's take a look at the Toronto Maple Leafs, what they have to do this offseason. So, Toronto Maple Leafs. I don't want to show that I'm grinning and I'm so happy by this, because there are a lot of nice Leaf fans out there that I do, want to see this team win for them. But I don't know what to say. I think everybody outside of Toronto is kind of just laughing, and it's not even funny, because you look at what the Leafs have on this team. You look at those top two lines, really. On the forward group, you've got John Tavares, William Nylander, Mitch Marner, Austin Matthews, and then you've got guys like Zach Hyman, Kasperi Kapanen, and you go down the list. I mean, I don't even know what to say. This is just a disappointing season once again for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And what makes things worse about this one is technically they didn't even make the playoffs, because it's just the qualification series. They didn't even get in the top 16. So that just shows to me the lack of, this team just isn't built to win a series. They may be able to play a good regular season game. They may be able to play, and win the President's Trophy or be one of the best teams in the league or one of the best power plays. But when it comes to winning a playoff series, they just don't have it. I don't know how else to say that without coming off as biased, because you see the Islander thing behind me, and I know Leaf fans are going to get on that. But, I mean, this series, there were so many opportunities, even in Game 5, where the Leafs should have scored. They should have scored, and they just didn't. I mean, the glaring example in that first period, it was just a perfect example of this series where John Tavares has an open net, and he wasn't able to put in. He literally put it off the post. It's harder to hit the post than to put it in the entire net that was there. But whatever. You don't score goals by hitting the post. So, it's one of those things. It's frustrating for Leaf fans. I could totally get that. But I hate to say, because that offense is so good, you have to lack somewhere else. And it's not in goal, because I think Freddie Anderson's a good goaltender. Yes, toward the end of the game, he gave up that second goal, which really that was not a great goal. But at the end of the day, you can't blame him for this series. The defense is lacking for this team right now. And they're going to have another opportunity next season, I think. That window remains open, because you're going to have guys like Rasmus Sandin, Timothy Liljegren, Tyson, probably not Tyson Barrie, but maybe, based off of this whole circumstance, maybe he comes in on a cheaper deal. I don't know. I don't think that's going to be the case. But you've got guys still like Morgan Riley. And I think the good news is you may be able to push out a guy like Martin Marincin when Liljegren and Sandin come in. So I think that's a good thing for the Leafs. But I don't even know what to say. This is difficult. This is difficult to watch, even as an Islander fan. That, just throwing it out there. The Islanders won a playoff series in Toronto before the Leafs did with Tavares. But I'm done. Okay, I'm done. But seriously, this is a team that needs to add more grit. I think a guy like Kyle Clifford was huge in that for the Toronto Maple Leafs. But I think when Jake Muzzin, and bless his soul, I think Jake Muzzin is okay. He was at the game the other night, which is very good news for the Leafs. But Jake Muzzin was a huge piece on that blue line that was always hitting guys, always up, making things gritty, making it difficult. And once Muzzin left that blue line, it was going to be a tough road ahead for the Maple Leafs. They were able to push it to 5 games. It was a great story. The frustrating thing for the Leafs too, it shows they have potential. They were down 3-0 in that Game 4 against the Blue Jackets, and in 5 minutes they scored 3 goals. We know the Leafs can score goals. We saw that. And they were even able to score the overtime winner. But when it comes push to shove in a overall playoff series, it's not about who can, who can build the best roster and you automatically win. You have to play the games. And that comes down to coaching. That comes down to the mentality, the culture in the locker room. And you look at what Nick Foligno said in the post-game conference after beating the Leafs. He was saying how we're such a tight-knit group. And I'm not saying the Leafs isn't that, but just the way he was talking, the emotions he had, he sets the tone for that team. And John Tavares is the captain. He needs to lead the way for the Leafs if they ever want to win anything. And I think it's huge that he sets the example. The Leafs are going to make some moves this offseason. Do they finally trade Kasperi Kapanen to address that need on the blue line? Do they just leave things the way they are and just let go of guys like, because now you've re-signed Jake Muzzin, so now you let go of Tyson Barrie, and you just, that is what it is. We still have a good blue line going in next year, so it's not a big deal. We're going to see how that plays out for the Leafs, but, now everybody's making, kind of putting it to Sheldon Keefe for some of the interesting moves he made going into Game 5, taking Nick Robertson out and putting in Pierre Engvall and this and that. And at the end of the day, and what he did with Nylander, moving Nylander off the line with Tavares. So, again, you could make of it whatever you want. But at the end of the day, he would have been a genius if it worked. And he's not a genius when it doesn't work. So, that's just how it goes. It's frustrating for the Leafs. I could see why fans are upset. Like I said, goaltending was not key at the end of the game. I think giving up that first goal early was huge. Liam Foudy scored a nice goal. Wasn't the best goal, but it was a goal. And ever since then, just the Leafs' lack of goal scoring. You can't even blame Anderson. You don't score a goal in the game, how are you going to win a hockey game? So, a Leafs team that's known for their offense, known for their skill up front, when you're not scoring goals, it makes it very difficult. And because of the Blue Jackets' ability to, keep the Leafs to the outside, keep them up against the boards, passing up by the blue line, and taking long-range shots, the Leafs just weren't able to get enough opportunities. They were getting opportunities, but the amount of quality opportunities was very minimal because of the way the Blue Jackets play, and the Blue Jackets dominated the play. So, let me know, Leaf fans around the NHL, I know some of you are going to be upset by this video, but comment down below, what do the Leafs need to fix this offseason? Like I said, is it a Kasperi Kapanen move? Is it somewhere where you try and find a backup goaltender, because that's going to be possibly an issue next season if Jack Campbell, the whole situation with him doesn't work out. So these are things that we got to figure out with the Leafs. And I think the defense is the glaring issue, and you're going to lose Tyson Barrie more than likely. So do we see a trade where Kapanen gets moved, or a Zach Hyman? I think they need to keep a Zach Hyman. Or do we even see one of the big boys, a guy like William Nylander? Does he possibly get moved? So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think of that? And if you like what we're doing here at Goal Line Hockey, want to see the latest news around the NHL, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and a subscribe down below. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.